Hey, true believers, Englentine here with another weekly top 10 comic books sold to the customers. Now, of course, ComiXology tells you, hey, this is what we sold to the shops. This is what's being ordered. But this is the countdown that tells you what's leaving those shops, what people are actually interested in buying. And, of course, we're going to go on over to ComiXology, the world's biggest digital comic book shop, and see what people are buying there. So, without further ado, let's get this party started. At number 10, Captain America shows up with the intensely awesome out-of-time story. Yeah, I'm just kidding about that. It sucks. Number 9, Avengers 683, No Surrender Chapter 9 shows that people are still willing to buy crap. The Walking Dead number 177 takes the 8th spot. It's a decent book, too. Gideon falls into the number 7 spot.
At number 6, we have Justice League number 40 with the When Leagues Collide storyline.
Infinity Countdown number 1 falls right in the middle of the countdown. Number 5. It's number 5. Yay. Robert Kirkman's Oblivion Song falls into the number 4 space. At number 3, Batman White Knight number 5 still kicks ass. And in the runners-up spot at number 2, Amazing Spider-Man 797. Holy crap, Batman? Batman number 42 is at number 1? When the hell is Batman ever number 1? 3 independent comic books in the same countdown. Of course, 2 of them are Robert Kirkman. One of them is new book, Oblivion Song, which I haven't read yet, and I'm looking forward to it. Did read Gideon Falls. Ugh, it's a boring book. Sorry, gang. Sorry, Jeff Lemire. It's a boring book. Otherwise, we had a win for Marvel with 4 in the countdown, while DC Comics had 3. Interesting week this is going to be. Now let's see what retailers had to say about this week's countdown. First, a little shout out to those that participated. And now, here we go. Strong sales this week, ordered over triple of what I ordered of Amazing Spider-Man 2 issues ago. And they all blew out the door Wednesday. Granted, there were multiple people buying the various covers and some hoping to make money off of the latest issues, since the previous 2 issues have been going for a decent amount on the secondary market. So after the aftermarket prices calm down, I have no idea how many will stick with the title. Regardless, it is a lot better than selling hardly any copies. Batman, of course, took the top spot, hoping next week's sales are just as good, if not better. I caught a little flack last week for saying that, hey, maybe a little bit of a speculator boom can help out the industry. One, okay, I understand a lot of the points. You know, speculator booms are not really good for anything, except it's a quick influx of cash so long as the shops know how to handle it. After Red Goblin, which is fucking carnage, is gone, don't keep ordering Amazing Spider-Man as if he's there. Big week for Marvel and Image this week at FFF. 9 of the top 20 best-selling books this week were Marvel, and 3 of the top 10 were Image books. Amazing Spider-Man was our number 1 selling book this week, even limiting it to 1 copy per customer to dissuade eBay scalping. We nearly sold out of the copies we ordered, speaking of speculators. Oblivion Song was our 2nd best-selling book of the week, selling 2 less copies than Amazing. Walking Dead and Gideon Falls both sold well at 5 and 6 respectively. Part 9 of the surprisingly still weekly Avengers story has slipped a little with its numbers, but it's still in the top 10. The shock of the week was definitely the fact that the True Believers Venom vs. Spider-Man reprint issue managed to sell enough copies to crack the top 10 at number 10, outselling almost every DC book. And that makes me sad. It really does. The great stuff that DC is putting out, and a reprint book beats them. Avengers, No Surrender beats them. Oy vey. Guys, you're buying the wrong crap. Well, you're buying crap instead of the good stuff. Sad, sad, sad day. For DC, Batman and White Knight were still near the top of our best-selling books at 3 and 4. Justice League sold 1 more issue than Avengers. Wildstorm is actually a constant part of our top 10 whenever a new issue comes out, which can be attributed to nostalgia, Warren Ellis, and just generally being a quality book. Superman was pushed out of the top 10 where it normally sits, near the bottom, by Spider-Man reprint, which sold just 1 more copy. Like Peter Parker and Web of Spider-Man number 32, Marvel seems to have dug its way out of its own grave and has finally started to sell more books. Will this stay when they relaunch all of their books in 3 months? Probably not, but it was nice to see for one fleeting run of weeks. And I have to admit, this has made these countdowns a little more exciting. Who wins? Who has more sales? It does. It really does for those of us who like to do the Marvel versus DC thing, which I do. You know, I'm old school. That's what we used to do. It's all fun and games. It's like, I hope Marvel loses. But, you know, it's enjoyable, and I hope Marvel loses. It was closer than it's ever been, but Amazing Spider-Man couldn't quite beat Batman. He'll have to be satisfied with knocking the other Batman book out of this week. Batman book out this week as White Knight slips to a close third. A great week of sales all around, though, with Image hitting twice thanks to Robert Kirkman. Quality rises as well as X-Men Red 2 vastly outsaw. Fargan, hell no. That was not a quality book. I'm not even finishing that. Robert Kirkman and Lemire put Indy in the top 3 this week. Batman and some fella named Red Goblin, who didn't even show up in this issue, take the other top slots. Am I the only one? Am I the only one that sees it's Norman Osborn with nanite powers and he can do more stuff and he looks like Carnage? It's just fucking Carnage! There's nothing special about this. Dan Slott has fooled you. And so is Bleeding Cool because they're the ones that said, hey, this is going to be worth so much money. You should buy this. No, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Marvel had a pretty solid week for us. Amazing Spider-Man 797, excuse me, dang, I can't read, flew off the shelves, as have the last few issues, thanks to the ceaseless heat around the debut of Norman Osborn's fucking Carnage as the Red Goblin. Goblin? Fuck, I can't read. Elsewhere, Avengers story arc continues to hold steam, and the first issue of Infinity Countdown is here to remind us, yeah, that movie's coming out. Yeah, a better YouTuber would probably have re-recorded that instead of keep his mistake in there, but I'm keeping it real, G. I don't know where that came from. That's 1990s rapper talk. I didn't even listen to rap in the 90s. A little bit of NWA, maybe. I don't know, Ice Cube. Well, they were the same thing at that point. You could tell. No, I'm just kind of rambling. Vanilla Ice was cool. As is the way of things, the Caped Crusader holds more than one spot in the top half of our list. Keeping things interesting, the debut issue of Robert Kirkman's new ongoing series, Oblivion Song #1, comes in at the middle of the pack. Towards the bottom of the list, we've got a scattering of the usual suspects like Superman, Spider-Man, and a hair's breadth from the landmark issue, Captain America 699. Mark Waid should really ask himself, if I died today, would I be remembered for Kingdom Come for an amazing Flash run, or will I be remembered for this crappy Captain America story and Champions? That would actually motivate me. 2 new Image series made our top 10 this week, and both made strong debuts. Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino's Gideon Falls, #1, tied with Batman White Knight, #6 for bestseller. Did I say 5 earlier? Oops, sorry guys. For bestseller, and Robert Kirkman and Lorenzo De Felici's Oblivion Song was a very close runner-up. With those 2 titles, along with The Wicked and Divine, East of West, and The Walking Dead, Image made up half of our top 10 this week. Plus, Sloan Leong's stunning new sci-fi story, Prism Stalker, didn't quite make our best list sellers, but it was not far behind. Never caught on to Wicked and Divine. If there's any Wicked and Divine fans out there, and this is not putting it down, you know, everybody's got a difference of opinion. This one just has not registered for me. East and West is good. I dig that. Vox Machina, which appears on a lot of the digital sales lists, that's been pretty good. Wicked and Divine never appealed to me, so please, by all means, if you made it to this point of the video and you're a Wicked and Divine fan, let me know in the comments below why. I would love to hear somebody explain to me why it's good. Lots of great books out, didn't translate to stellar sales. DC is only 3 entries in our list. Batman is the top, White Knight at #3, Justice League at #4. Amazing Spider-Man was our second best. Skybound had a good week with 2 books on the list. Walking Dead rounds out the top 5. And Oblivion Song has an expectedly decent first issue showing at #9. Let's hope it doesn't lose readers as rapidly as Outcast did. Well, actually, I would have to say Outcast steadily got more and more unpleasant as it went on. And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not saying it's a bad book. It's just almost the kind of book that you want to shower after reading. It just got that way, for me anyway. I mean, if you loved it, by all means, once again, just like the other book, please let me know why you like that book. I'd love to hear that. Marvel takes 4 of our top 10 slots this week, and one of the winners is a #1 reprint of Amazing Spider-Man number 300. DC holds on to 4 slots with 2 Bat books taking the top 2 spaces, while Robert Kirkman and Image take 2 slots with Walking Dead and Oblivion Song. And this week we have a horse race for comic shop sales dominance. Yeah, I'm not the only one that likes to play the game, Marvel versus DC and all that. And like I said, it is just for fun. Of course, as we saw, Marvel's actually winning the more national rather than just this particular shop. But I kind of dig that. I like being able to say, this week it's Marvel, last week it's DC, yada yada, so forth, and have it exchange. Although, like I said, I always root for DC because I like the characters better. I'm just more of a fan of the books as well. They just seem to be better written, better drawn. And you know I sing the praises of Aquaman as much as I can, so you know, what you gonna do? Alrighty, though, as he said, though, that's the comic shop. That's what the comic shops have to say. Let's go on over to ComiXology, the world's biggest... I'm not even being paid for this, and I kind of advertise them like that, don't I? Just kind of, you know, going over the top. But I do know there's a commercial that comes in front of my videos sometimes. But anyway, going on over to ComiXology, and let's see who wins the digital race. At number 10, The Wicked and Divine starts the countdown off. Star Wars just makes it at number 9. Injustice 2 makes its obligatory top 10 appearance at number 8. Those of us who read lucky number 7's X-Men Red, number 2 was unlucky. At number 6, we have Superman number 42. Justice League number 40 makes it to the middle of the top 10 at number 5. Batman White Knight number 6 takes the 4th spot, while number 3 goes to Critical Role Vox Machina Origins. And the runner-up at number 2 is Batman number 42. Me ask you something, Rick. If everybody don't like Walking Dead no more, how come it's always at number 1 whenever it comes out? 3 independents made it into the top 10 digital sales as well: Walking Dead, Wicked and Divine, and Critical Role. But one thing I want to note is I remember Tom Brevoort. Why I started looking at the digital sales is because he said, Marvel kicks ass in digital. Well, DC continuously kicks Marvel's ass digitally, at least in the top 10, where they have 5 to Marvel's 2. Now let's continue the top 20 and find out who wins the digital race. Amazing Spider-Man 797 at number 11 gives Marvel 3. Infinity Countdown number 1. It is now 5-4, still DC's favor. But at number 13, Avengers 683 ties it up 5-5. And the Wildstorm helps DC to get in front again, 6-5 DC. At number 15, we have our 4th independent book, East of West, number 36. At number 16, we're all tied up again, X-Men Gold, number 23. Number 17, our 5th independent book. And I think this is 4th for Image, so they are a player this week. At number 18, Marvel pulls away 7-6. Marvel's favor, Captain America 699. Number 19 clinches it, Spider-Man 238. There's no way DC can win. They can't even tie. It is 8-6. So there you go. But we do have to finish the countdown. And at number 20, we have Nightwing number 40, bringing the score 8 Marvel, 7 DC. An unprecedented 5 independents, 4 of which were Image Comics. This is a cool week. This is an exciting week. This is the kind of week I want in the countdowns, except I want DC to win. But you can't get what you want all the time. I think Rolling Stone said something like, you can't always get what you want. There you go. But it was a fun countdown. It's entertaining. What do you think should make it into the countdown more often? Like I always say, Aquaman. It's just an amazing series. Guys, pick up Aquaman. You will not be disappointed. But what is yours? What is yours that seems to be absent from the countdown all the time that just should be up there? People should be buying in droves. Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, you want to see more, please click like, share, subscribe. Sharing gets word out about the channel, and that's always helpful. And definitely hit subscribe even if you think you are already subscribed. Make sure, because YouTube kind of messes up like that. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. Cool things happen around these parts, and I'd hate for you to miss anything. Also, this is the way we make a living, so if you don't mind, head on over to Patreon. Drop $1 in the till. Helps keep the lights on, helps keep making movies and videos for you. We do have the normal tier rewards, just like all Patreons, but also we do a graphic novel giveaway, and this month is winner's choice. You get to pick from any of these graphic novels or trade paperbacks. So once again, go on over, drop $1 in the till. Links in the description below. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.